sometimes you get more hand shock and stuff, which is where a lot of engineering comes in to cancel that out. But the magnesium just naturally is light and absorbs it a lot better. So I think that's the future for real in bows and technology.
Oh yeah. Hey, we definitely we gonna get to that tonight because uh
Sweet.
that
I'd
that's
love to
that's
talk
been
about that.
that's been one of my things for like, I want to say for the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, is where do we go next? And no one seems to like everybody thinks it's faster bow, faster bow, faster bow. I don't think we can get much faster.
Because you
Yeah, we
guys,
can.
yeah, we could talk about that. Because yeah, I've thought
Absolutely
about
not.
that extensively in the deer stand.
Right. Well, let's do it. Hey, this is another episode of the New Jack Archers. I'm your host Trey with my boy Courtney Williamson. We do this
Yep.
outdoors.
You got it
We
right
got-
for once.
right. We got special guests. Hold how you doing, man?
Good, man. Thanks for inviting me, guys.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I
Yes,
got it right.
sir.
I felt bad last show. Because
No.
I was sitting on the couch and I was like, why did I say small game, big game, no game?
Yeah. Small game. What? Man, you mess up everything, dog.
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
get nothing right. Can't take you nowhere.
Hey, can't get right, man.
Can't get right.
But I see you before we get going. I see you got the retake hat on, man. You got some news for the folks?
Nope, sure don't.
Oh, never mind. No news for the folks. Oh, never mind. I thought, what's going on here?
Thought we
But
were gonna
yeah,
have breaking news.
yeah, I thought you had some news.
It ain't official yet.
Oh, never mind. Pull the trigger.
Cannot talk. Yeah, you can't talk about it during contract negotiations.
Right. Contract
Oh man.
negotiation.
But how you boys been doing this weekend?
I don't want to talk about it.
I do.
Oh,
It was eventful.
that means somebody must have missed something.
Well,
I'm not gonna talk about it yet. I gotta wait till tomorrow. You guys wait till next Monday when my podcast comes out. We do this two outdoors. I'll tell you all about it.
Uh-oh.
I will tell you all about it. This podcast is for New Jack Archers. So I'm gonna wait. You guys have to wait till next week for my podcast. We do this two outdoors podcast, currently on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, to get this info. It's breaking news. It's kind of funny, but it's not funny. I've been thinking about it all weekend. Holden, don't ruin it because he was there with me. We'll talk off. We'll talk off air, Trey. It was bad. It was real bad.
all I'll say is, out of all the times I didn't bring a bow, I should have brought a bow. Let's put it that way.
Oh, it's one of them.
One of them.
Yeah, dude, I'll send you the video off here, man. Like it's pretty bad. And literally shout out to Rite, because if I didn't have a Rite in my hands, something bad probably would have happened to me. I'm just gonna put it that way.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Ooh.
That's how good those shotguns are.
Oh yeah. Well, now I'm intrigued.
That's how well built these shotguns are. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Well, now that makes me want to go buy one. I don't even know what the story is.
What about those Lakers?
Hey, Lake Show. Hey, they finna win it all.
Negative. I love LeBron to death. I like Bronny. I think he's going to turn into a great role player, but he just needs some time right now. He's a rookie. He's still learning his paces. I give him about 3-4 years in the league. I think he'll be averaging 12 to 14.
Man, it's all about Luka, LeBron, and Reeves.
Hey, they are, man.
And Hachimura, or whatever his name is, he gonna come in
Hachimura.
a little support role, and we're gonna be good.
Yeah, man, we'll be all right. You know, LeBron's getting to where he's just playing the minutes that they allow him to play. So, you know, Luka's mostly got the ball, and AR get the ball, and then Hachimura get hot. You know, that's when the Lakers are on fire. When all three of them's hitting, they hard to beat.
But you need a couple points coming off the bench, and I think that's where they might have some trouble.
They need another big man.
Dwight Howard.
I'm glad they got. Hey, you need to bring him back, man. He's a Hall of Famer, man.
I ain't even go there.
He is a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer. You can't deny it.
Not yet.
He's a Hall of Famer, bro.
He got inducted?
I don't know if he got inducted, but he's a Hall of Famer. Look it up. He might have.
Well, no, I think he's on.
I know Melo did.
This is first year.
Melo,
this is first year to be eligible for the ballot. So I don't think he's first ballot, but if he is first ballot, hey, shout out to
Melo made it. I'm glad Melo made it. But yeah, here we are talking about sports again on New Jack.
I know, right? Well, my weekend was super eventful. Went on up to Oklahoma for the Total Archery Challenge, and yet again, they ceased to let me down, man. It was a great event. Like, I know last year I heard rumblings, it was like 4,200 people. I would say, I bet it had to be 5,500 to 6,000 people.
It's a lot of people. Man.
It was a lot of people out there. I'm like, holy smokes, man. I mean, it was a lot of people. And then, of course, the vendor village is my weakness. I hadn't even registered yet. I'm walking in to register, see this mod saw booth, go by it, next thing you know, I'm dropping $200 on a saw.
Well spent. That'd be the best $200 at your archery table, I promise.
Bro, I'm telling you. Like, I haven't even opened it yet, but I've been watching videos and all over Instagram and stuff like that. Like, man, I gotta get this thing going. Like, now, I was just gonna stop with the studio, but now I think I'm gonna turn one of my rooms into an archery shop, or like the little shop in the back.
That's what archery shop to his garage.
Yep. My wife and I recently moved a couple weeks ago, and we're in the process of like organizing everything, and I'm laying things out in the garage right now. So maybe here in the next couple weeks, if I'm back on the podcast sometime soon, I'll actually be from the garage at my archery table. So that's the goal.
Yeah, you're gonna do something with your lighting, dog. You blending in with the drywall in the back.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was like, man, he's kind of in and out.
Yeah.
Man, but so since you're gonna build a archery shop, what are the top 5 pieces of equipment that if you are gonna have your own archery shop at home, what are the 5 pieces of equipment you must have?
Oh boy,
he's got a list.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Honestly, it depends on how close you are to a bow shop. So, like, if you're close to a bow shop, don't get a bow press, right? Like, if you're tight on money and you really are trying to like just get the necessities to do things, don't get a bow press, because you can purchase bows. There are 3 or 4 major brands now where you can do everything at the house without putting your bow in a bow press as far as tuning goes. So like the bow press, unless you're like a target archer like myself and really trying to fine tune and tinker with stuff, like that's a huge $800, $1,000 expense that you can go without, because all you got to do is put in a peep with a bow press. So I will say a vise, put your bow in a vise to mess with your cams, mess with your sight while like leveling it out, etc., things like that. The Hamskea leveler, the Gen 2 one, that's hands down probably stays in my bow bag because you always got to check your bubbles. And then if you're building your own arrows, the mod saw, because you can do everything but spine test your arrows on there. So you can cut it, then once you could put all the components on it, you can then Well, not only can you cut it, you can square it off. If you got the little sandpaper deal at the end, that's an option. And then once you put all the components on it and glue it together, you can spin test it after. And those ball bearings are crisp. Like that thing spins amazing. So I'm telling you, do you currently build your own arrows?
I do not. But see, I'm like an
You
hour
got
and
to
a
get
half.
hooked.
I'm an hour and a half, 2 hours away from a bow shop. So like I don't want to have to go. Like, I'm not going to Academy to buy arrows. To like they just ain't got what I need. So I'm just
Right.
I'd rather just buy some, make them, shoot them here. You know, Ullers makes my arrows. Shout out to Ullers. But when I don't want to shoot those, you know, because they're a little pricey, I'd rather, you know, just have some little, you know, something that's just to shoot around with that I don't mind losing if I, you know, out at a shoot like tack or something like that.
Yeah.
And then,
And Courtney
my brother, he don't know nothing about building arrows, so he called me the night before tack. Hey man, I need you to make me some arrows. I'm like, bro, it's too late. It's too late.
Right before that.
Yeah, and Courtney could tell you I'm a tinker. Like I'll have the same arrows, but test different fletchings, different fletching angles, different point weights, different knock weights. Like I like to test it all. So building my own stuff is really actually it's really beneficial to tinker with your own bow and to build your own arrows and to understanding like when something goes wrong, how to fix it that much faster.
See, I'm afraid to tinker on my bow because I'm like, man, I don't want to mess nothing up. But that's why I buy a pawn shop bow. I'll mess around on that. But my Matthews, I'm like, leave that to the experts. But like little bear I bought from the bow shop, from the pawn shop. Oh man, I'll tinker with that all day long.
Yeah.
But you got to start somewhere though.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't tinkering on my bow. I'm 30 minutes from both my bow shops. Holden is about 30 minutes from me now, so I'm good. Either way, hey, I'm on my way. Here's what's wrong. Take it to them, let them fix it. I'm scared to death work on my bow.
But it's like it's almost like trying to work on the car and not ever get under the hood. Because sometimes I look at my bow and like, where do I even start? Like if I had my own bow shop and somebody brought me a bow, how do I go about diagnosing the problem? Because like the shop that I used to have up in South Dakota, like Kim, he could just like you kind of tell him just a little bit of what's going on, and boom, he knows exactly what to fix. Like he just goes right to it.
Yeah, those people's been in the game a while, man. Like
40 years in the game.
Yeah, man, you just know. It's like mechanics, you tell them, hey, my car is missing or something. They're like, oh, you probably need a tune-up. You need spark plugs. You need coils, wires. It's the same thing in the bow world. You've been doing it for so long. Somebody tells you, something's going on. You can diagnose it pretty fast,
So you got shade tree mechanics. Are there shade tree?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
What you call them? Shade tree Botex.
Shade tree Botex. There's plenty of them out there.
Plenty
of.
They tell you two things. A shade tree mechanic gonna tell you it's either the alternator or spark plugs.
Spark plug. Yes, alternator, boy. You need a new alternator, boy.
Or the starter.
You need spark plugs. Just tap on the starter. It'll be all right.
A shade tree Botex gonna tell you either what.
I can tell you.
What
you
would
need new strings. You either need new strings or new arrows. The two most pricey things to replace.
Yeah, you need new strings. You need new strings. But man, you put any wax on the string? Yeah, you need new strings.
Oh, it's always funny. I don't hear it from the Botex, but I hear it from some of the customers in there, and it's kind of comical just listening to them. Yeah, knowing that they don't shoot their arrows more than 100 times a year, I'm willing to bet that's high for some people. Those that just break it out for hunting season, and they'll come in. These arrows ain't hitting right. I think I shot the spine out of them. No, you did. You didn't shoot the spine out of no arrow.
You ain't shooting like that.
No.
Shoot the spine out? I ain't never heard that one. That's
man. I'm telling you, I scratched my head too. I was like, what?
Shoot the spine out the arrows.
No, man, it's wild the stuff you hear in bow shops. That's why I like hanging around them, especially when customers come in or just listen to people talk about it, it's like, man, every problem can't be strings and every problem can't be arrows. It's some other stuff going on. And sometimes I tell people, you can't buy accuracy, man. I don't care if you got a $1,000 sight, a $300 release, $800 arrows. If you can't shoot, you can't shoot. Something like you just can't. But that's what a lot of people try to do, is they try to buy accuracy instead of just getting out on the range. And the easiest thing to try to fix is strings and arrows.
Yeah, that's true. You got a point.
I was shooting a competition this weekend, and the guy that I was shooting with said that exact same thing. He's like, man, you see people out here with the latest and greatest gear every single year, and like they're trying to buy accuracy, and you can't do it. You can to some extent, but it's still your hands that are shaking and your eyes ain't doing the right thing. So you got to get out there and get familiar with what you're doing.
Oh, yo, shout out to Lathan in the group chat. Shout out to Tyler all day in the group chat. Lathan, how's that darting treating you, big dog? Let me know.
Hey, by the way, Lathan, your boy Dylan stopped me to let me know that you was wrong about the bottom land attack this weekend. So actually, I had a couple people stop me and brought up the whole bottom land conversation. So
I'm hitting the John.
We wasn't too far off the mark. We wasn't too far off the mark with that one at all, man. But before we got on the show, Holden brought up, where archery is going as far as the material. I was talking about shooting the Expedition X Lite and how light and smooth and fast it was, and we started talking about materials. And I brought the question up, where do we go next? In the archery game, where's the next innovation going to come from? And I've asked this question, before, and people say, oh, it's going to come from the accessories, which I think the accessories I think we're at a limit when it comes to accessories. I mean, you can only have so many stabilizers, so many different sights, so many different releases. So I don't know where we can go with accessories. And Holden's like the materials that they make the bow out of. So like, I think I gotta kind of agree with you.
It is the materials. I mean, one day in the next 15 to 20 years, we're gonna go to Wakanda. We're gonna start making bows out of vibranium.
That's the peak level there for sure.
That's the peak level bow. $10,000.
More than that.
More than that. Yeah.
That's Tesla prices right there.
Yeah. You ain't lying.
Yep.
Straight up.
Yeah,
but I did shoot the new X Lite, and I think it's made out of magnesium, right? And that's on a whole different level. Like this, there's no, like, usually when you have a super light bow, there's normally some like vibration in the hands. There was no vibration. It was super light. It was quiet. I mean, it checked every single box except that price tag, but that's a different story. But I wonder, like, where do we go? Because like we've closed the gap. You think between, say, when the first compound bow come out, like what, in 60s?
Probably earlier than that. Maybe, I'm not sure. Holden, you would know that. You're the archer.
That's probably
19. Right, I'm gonna say 1963.
Was Fred Bear? Was that the first one?
I do know it was Fred Bear. 1966. You're right.
There you go.
Oh, it was
Kansas City, Missouri. Yep.
Hey, Simo.
All right, so 1963, we come out. We have the first compound bow. 1966, we got the first compound bow, and it's got what, wheels and cables, right? Like the wire cables. Pretty. I think it's what it was.
Yeah,
wheels. And wire
pretty
cables.
Basic. They just modified a traditional bow, like the one with the real long limbs on it. They just modified that a little bit with some wheels, and that was kind of what got it started.
Okay, so you think what? See, 1963, and we are now in 2025. So do
66.
1960. My bad. 1966. So that's 59 years. Look how much we've closed the gap in 59 years.
Yeah,
So I mean,
technology came a
that's
long
that's a,
way.
that's a huge jump. There's not too many things in this world where you can say that the technology evolved that quick, or outside computers. So are we going to hit a wall and slow down and see less innovation, or is it going to keep? Are we going to see in another 59 years where we're going to be at?
To be
So
honest, man, if it's go ahead, Holden. You go ahead.
you had something to say? Go ahead.
Well, my thing, as much technology as we have now, man, people are always innovating and creating new something every day. So I feel like there's going to be a breakthrough. Like a couple of years from now, cams are going to be made out of a different material. Speed. Holden said earlier, you think we've pretty much maxed out the speed of our bows. Right now, yeah, we think so. Until somebody comes out with a bow made of tungsten and zinc or something, or whatever the next
I
thing
hope it
is.
ain't tungsten. That's heavy.
Yeah,
I like heavy bows though.
Only
So,
Trey over there will be able to lift it. Shoot.
and you're like, holy smokes! Yeah, I mean,
but you know what I'm saying? Like something crazy that we haven't thought of yet, and then our compounds are going to be shooting just as fast as crossbows. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to invent something one of these days. I mean, we've got so much technology out there, and a lot of smart thinkers out there that are they're gonna come up with something.
so are they going to the bows get smaller and just pack a heavier punch, or we still keep the same? Get your 27s up to 38 axle to axle.
So, like I mentioned earlier, so here's the thing with getting fat. Everybody wants more speed. Speed, 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 speed. And I'm a speed advocate as well. Although a little bit of weight has to do with it, with inertia. That's Ranch Fairy channel talk.
Yeah,
That everybody knows all about
like-
that big argument.
I
I'm
like
more of a speed person, right? I need it to get there. And it's all about the point of the broadhead. That's the ballpark I live in. But despite that, when you talk about increasing a bow speed, right? There's give and take somewhere. So if we do increase the bow speed, that means we have to drastically also change the engineering of the arrow to take that speed, right? So it has to be a joint effort between bow companies and arrow makers, which I don't know any bow companies that make arrows, and I don't know any arrow companies that make bows. So it would take a joint effort, because if you suddenly produce a bow that's not a crossbow, right? Crossbows, of course, blow through 400 and something feet per second. But if you have a compound bow that now you're going to push well over 350 feet a second, which is screaming. Like you have to then change the architecture and design of the arrow. You're gonna have to make it thicker, heavier, and then how much heavier can you get with that arrow before now you're back down in the 340s again as far as top speed. So it's like I really do think we've reached probably the fastest that we need to be. And so that's why I think the riser technology is the next big leap. And I do believe like magnesium or magnesium alloy particularly will be the next big thing that Matthews, that everybody jumps on. So I do think that I don't know if they were the first, but I know they're the first popular brand. The Expedition bows are the ones that come up with the X-Lite series, and they've done it for a few years now, the magnesium risers. Bowtech just recently had the Honor, which I shot at the Bowtech event. And let me tell you, that bow surprised the hell out of me. It's crazy light, sub 4 pounds, and I was expecting a ton of hand shock with the speeds, zero hand shock. And they claim that's because they also integrate some heavy rare earth minerals in there that are vibration dampening. And so it's not just pure magnesium, similar or like the Expedite ones are, but it's an alloy instead that's proprietary to them, and nobody else can get that material in a riser because they're exclusive with who they got it from. So those are the two main bow companies I know right now exploring that. And Bowtech had so much popularity in the Honor that they made the Virtue, which is basically, so the Honor was like $4,000 package, but you got a bunch of things with it. So because that was limited edition and stuff like that, they said, well, okay, we did so well here and got such good feedback, and people said, well, I just want to purchase the bow. So that's when they come out with the Virtue. It's essentially the same bow. I'm not going to say it's exactly the same, but it's the same bow. And that way you could just purchase that technology of the magnesium alloy riser without all those extras, and it's like somewhere around $2,000, which, I mean, when you're talking the lightest bow, period, no vibration, crazy good speed, all the versatility, it's yeah. What it's like when you purchase those hypercars, there's not, like, they still got four wheels like a regular Toyota, but you're paying a lot more for it because of all those extra features. And it's kind of the same thing with bows. Once you're experimenting with new technologies, you're gonna have to pay for it.
Oh no, exactly. Like, and that's the thing. Like, eventually, I know right now people are kind of like, I'm one of them. I complain about the price of bows sometimes, but the more that I get into it, the more I know what these companies are putting into these bows as far as development on that. I'm like, you know what, the price actually ain't that bad. But
I'm gonna complain about it.
Can't trade no chickens for a bow.
Yeah, you're right. It's getting hard out here, man.
But I don't know. I think the bow companies are doing. They're listening to the consumer. If right now, and you said earlier, Holden, it's all about speed. So they're trying to get speed, and then the next thing I would say is the weight of the bow. Outside of the speed and weight, where else can we see innovations come in? Like,
I could tell you where I would like to see it, and I know it has been tried before. And I was talking to some old timers at my archery club about these bow ideas that I have. I got a few, and I would like to see, with now, it was attempted apparently 15, 20 years ago, unsuccessfully. But I would say probably the greatest amount of bow technology has occurred in the past 10 to 12 years. I mean, you can see over the 60 years that we just calculated that the compound bow's been around, really and truly, the last 10 years have been incredible when it comes to accuracy, ease of pulling it back now, speed that you do get, even though it's easy to pull back, etc. So I really would like to see a company re-tackle the torque issue, because that's probably why people miss the most, is they're torquing left or right. It's not necessarily up and down misses. Even in the pros, it's a left or right miss.
okay.
And so I really think that if somebody could create a platform that's engineered to pivot at the hand like it is now, but the grip is maybe a little farther forward of the riser, just so that, physics, and then that grip is attached somehow via ball bearings to where it eliminates it, to where I can do this, but the riser stays like this, because the string and the riser want to be in line with each other. Like, that's just physics. The string and the riser want to be in line. That's why if you put are you guys familiar with a hooter shooter?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you put your bow in a hooter shooter, even if you turn it sideways and you crank it back, what's it do? It straightens itself back out. So it ain't the bow's fault that you're missing left or right. It's the human palm error in there. And so I would really like to see some sort of variance in the left or right. Just give me like an eighth of an inch left or right. That's all that you need of twist in there, to where the riser will still stay straight, but my hand can still do this, but the riser don't move. I think that would really sell out. I think you could charge $2,000 up for that, and people would buy it, because Yeah.
So who attempted it in the past?
I can't remember who he said tried it, but a company that's long gone. One of the old timers at my club said, "Yeah, somebody tried that, and they had ball bearings in there, but it was a project bow, and it seemed to not work." I'll have to ask him and get that name for next time.
Oh, that's nuts. So basically, it'd be like almost like a gimbal. So you can do all this, but the gimbal, the camera just stays the same. But so you can move left to right, but the riser and the string. Ooh.
Oh, they do. So if you think the non-electronic gimbals, they're stabilizers is what they're called. So they're camera stabilizers where you can put the camera on a rod and it's got weight at the bottom, similar to how a bow's designed. And when you hold the rod, you can twist the rod like this, but the camera doesn't move. And those are no motors or nothing. So yeah, something very similar to that type of technology, but applied to a bow, I think would really, you'd have a winner there. But I think he said the problem with that last one is they had too much left or right variance because it was just a free spinning, uh, a free spinning grip on the bow. And so when people went to go pull back, they had too much play, the pullback was, the draw of the bow was awkward because they didn't have a solid enough, I guess, wrist strength on the bow. I'm not sure, but yeah.
It was called the Death Grip by
Yep, that's it.
by Van Handel.
Yeah, hold on, guys. We got a question in the comments. Question: with hand placement going left or right, do you think that will place people's forearm in the line of the string? Just trying to think about that. Maybe a stupid question.
So that's a great no. That's a great question. So when you're grabbing the bow, you're supposed to have a natural bend in your elbow, right? And it's supposed to come down and out. So a lot of times when you miss, it's this down and out angle when you're pulling back on your bow, right? It's coming at your palm like this. So when you miss, it's because your body is trying to compensate for that weight going this way. Does that make sense? And so when you're going here, you got your elbow out because you want to put your arm straight because that's the strongest position naturally for your arm. But because that string is going to come through, you're supposed to hold it this way. Because you're holding it this way causes your arm to do this because that's a stronger position for your arm. That's why it's unnatural unless you practice it 1,000 times. And so I think with that grip being able to move to the side, but the bow stays straight, this will feel like a more natural position. So I don't think that this would get in the way of the string because now this isn't awkward to you. It doesn't feel weird because the pressure's coming directly back onto your arm. At least that's how I think it would work in my mind. I'm not a bow engineer or nothing, but I've shot a lot of bows.
So I actually was able to find a picture of this bad boy. So that's it.
Oh, yeah, let's check it out.
So you would put it on your grip, and then I guess you put your grip back on it.
So I think he was testing on this, and it was like he shot it just like this. So I think he had the right concept, but physics and engineering wise, the grip is in the wrong place. So because everything is being pulled back, and it's honestly, I learned this from operating so many cameras and camera gimbals and stuff. Because the bow is being pulled back towards you, you need your grip actually out in front. So because he's here and it's pushed back against him, all the variance is going to be out front. But if you switch places and you put the riser behind the grip, guess what? The riser's now you got nowhere to go. So I really would like to see that grip actually put on the front of the riser, and then have some sort of bridge design like what Hoyt has to strengthen the back of it. I think you would completely eliminate torque. And if that happens, hey, this is documented. I want some cha-ching from that, right? That's my idea. That's my idea. I'm full of them. I got lots of ideas.
I mean, hey, my kid has a 3D printer, man. We can like print something up.
Hey, let's go to testing. I'm willing to test. Let's do it.
Let's
Because
do it.
that's a $1 million idea. There, I can quit my job and we can do this full time, man.
Literally $1 million.
Whit said, I feel like new archers or just people need to shoot through paper to understand what they're doing when they torque their bow. After someone shoots a bullet hole, I feel like people don't realize what they are doing to the bow when they shoot.
So I would agree with that and disagree with that because I know some people who've been shooting a long, long time and they'll shoot through paper and they still don't truly understand what their arrow is doing. And the best way to explain to somebody what happens to your arrow when you're torquing it is slow motion video. And I know not everybody has the ability to do that, but I wish all the bow shops, iPhones record extremely fast now, and all the new modern phones do. But because a paper tear is a paper tear, and unless you're like, oh, this bow is perfectly tuned, they'll just say, oh, the bow's out of tune. No, you as a person are out of tune and torquing it, right? So it's kind of hard to say, oh, a paper tear will tell the full story because one, not everybody knows how to read a paper tear, and then two, is it the bow or is it the person shooting the bow? So that's kind of tough. But that slow motion video, it don't lie, because once that arrow's gone and you see it doing all this and fluctuating through the air, yeah, it'll tell you the story.
Now, see, the guy that owned the bow shop that I used to frequent, he did not believe in shooting paper. He said because hey, this is just
I don't either.
This is just
one of my guys that I shoot that I go to the bow shop. Only one of them believes in shooting through paper. And Holden knows I hate shooting through paper. I won't do it.
I've never paper tuned, and
what?
Just hear me out. Not because it's not because I don't believe in it. Just I was told, hey, it don't really tell you nothing. He goes, because I can put the paper at 5 yards, you shoot a bullet hole. I can literally move it another 5 yards, and now you tearing. He goes, you're not a robot. You're not going to shoot the exact same every single time. So he goes, it's a waste of time. Now, if you go in and you're going to pay him, he will set it all up and you can paper tune. But he was like, I do it because people want to do it. But he goes, I don't believe in it.
So I don't know where to start with this. So do you have to paper tune to be accurate? No, you don't. Because there are steps that you have to take after you paper tune to ensure accuracy. And they're correct. You could shoot, and I always get a bullet hole at 5 yards first, and then I scoot back to 15 yards and see if I get a bullet hole. But if you don't paper tune, then the other methods to tune your bow and get it to shooting properly lengthen the time it takes for you to get that bow tuned. So paper tuning kind of accelerates that process, I would say by 50% at least. So that's why I mean, just run it through paper, especially with Bowtechs. That's probably why too. Like a lot of people don't have the ability to adjust their cams, but now the Bowtechs have been able to do it for years. Now you've got Matthews; they're able to do it right at home with the X. So if your bow allows you to adjust at home, paper tune. It gets you to the end result faster.
Yeah, I've argued with him all the time. I'm like, man, everybody doing it, and he's like, look, man, I got 40 years in the game. Who you gonna believe? Some guy on YouTube or me? I'm like, you got a point. So, but I didn't know nothing about archery, so he was kind of like the guy that introduced me to it all, and it's like I was just kind of like the young Padawan listening to the Jedi Master. Like, if he say don't do it, don't do it.
Hey, everybody, I think everybody who doesn't even shoot archery may know who Levi Morgan is, right? Arguably the best archer in the world.
Oh yeah, 16-time Archer of the Year.
I mean, yeah, he paper tunes, so that ought to tell you something, right? Like all the pros that I know, paper tune. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't knock it. I'm one of those guys that if you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. There's more than one way to skin the cat. So I just, let people live and let live.
As long as you're accurate and confident at whatever distance that you're attempting to take game, then more power to you. But that's just my method.
Oh yeah. Hey Courtney, I've truly have messed up my shot listening to y'all. And
Bro, you literally
hold on, wait.
All right, go ahead, because I'm
slowing my shot sequence down. I've been practicing. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to slow it down, but I've noticed that when I slow it down, now it's in my head and I'm messing up. So now I just gotta get up there and put the pen and let it go. But I'm working. I'm working on it.
You need to go back to the basics and go just blind bail. Go up to 5 yards, hold it, son of a bitch, till your arm gets tired, and then let go. Dog, you have the fastest draw cycle I have ever seen in life.
Yeah, Nick Tom did this weekend. It was
What was the time?
Like, bro, like 1.2.
No, 0.75.
How do you,
bro? I have video evidence.
Yes, I get right on target and I'm good. I'm straight.
Like through the peak. What?
Yes.
How?
In his defense, when we went to Oklahoma, this man was hitting all the targets. We missed a few. I mean, we're just human. But I don't see how he pulls the bow back so fast, looks through the peak, looks through the sight, and then lets go. But it's so fast, bro. Like, I have video evidence of this. Like, quick draw McGraw. Yeah. That's
my average target shot is like 15 seconds long. Like, boom, and about 15 seconds later, like the shot's executed. So under 2 seconds is mind-boggling to me. That would be insane.
Like, for him to hold the bow back for 1 second, that's
he's ready to let down. Oh, I need to restart.
He's ready to let down. Watch this.
And that was in slow motion.
And that's in slow motion.
That was slow motion, wasn't it? What? That was 2 seconds in slow motion, bro.
Exactly. So real time 0.75, it's gone. And then he's looking back at you like, "Did you get that?" No, I didn't get
it. like my brother's like, bro, I couldn't even get my camera up, and it was already gone. It's gone,
bro. J Cam was getting so mad at you. He's like, bro, you've got a video. He was like, I can't do it anymore. He's like, he's shooting too fast. I was like, bro, by the time I hit record, it's gone. Like, it's, and then he's looking back. Hey, was that a good shot? I don't know. I was trying to get you on camera.
You may not be a compound bow guy. You're shooting more like longbow people. They just pull back and go.
It's him, dog. I'm telling you, it's.
But I'm working on it because I have noticed this. Like, when I get out of my head, my groups are smaller. When I'm like, and like settle down.
Yeah, just take your time, man. It's like you had a date or something. You was trying to get through that course so fast, man. We got to go. Shit, we got to. Hey, we got to get through his course. Let's go, guys.
Man, one of the things that I noticed while I was at TAC is you had Expedition that was there. They're allowing, consumers to test and shoot their bows. You had Darden there. You had Hoyt. You had PSC. Matthews not there.
Yeah,
now, some would say, well, Matthews don't have to be there. They're the big dog. The Matthews guys are going about the Matthews no matter what. But in my field, it's like you never want to leave room for your customer to try another company's product. Yeah, they might like your product and they might buy it. But if you leave that door open, somebody might walk through it. So like, why? Like, and I mean, we don't know because we don't work for Matthews. But why do you guys think that they don't go to these events?
They don't have to go. Simply because, like you said, Matthews people are going to stick with Matthews as long as guys like Levi Morgan, Chris B, all these big names you see on YouTube, Instagram, or whatever.
They're Matthews.
Sequan, yeah, Sequan, all these guys, as long as they're staying with them, they're going to stay with them. Now, if tomorrow, big announcement, Levi Morgan's leaving to go to Hoyt, Bowtech, or whatever, you're going to see all these Matthews guys run over there. So it's all about perception with these people. I got something.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, my allergies are killing me here. It's Kentucky
But
stuff.
I'm telling you, man, because I mean, think about it. Here in Kentucky, Holden, like most of the people that we, see hunt, like, well, some of your guys maybe not, but like around LaRue County area where we live, 90% of these guys are shooting Matthews. Why are they shooting Matthews? You ask.
It ain't because of Levi.
Well,
it's their buddy.
Because of Levi. Well, because somebody has seen somebody famous on TV shooting Matthews on one of these channels. And then the buddy system, like you said, oh, so-and-so shooting a Matthews, so I'm going to shoot a Matthews. So it's there. But like,
yeah, so I hear you, but I think the percentage of that situation is minute compared to the what my buddy has argument, right? I genuinely, like, if Levi Morgan left and went to Bowtech, yes, I'm a Bowtech fanboy. I love Bowtechs. If he went to Bowtech, I don't think that you would see this mass exodus from Matthews to Bowtech. I just don't think so. I think there are people who have bought Matthews for many years. They're it's kind of like the Chevy and Ford argument, right? With you, I can't convince you to buy a Ford for nothing because your dad had a Chevy and you'll always have a Chevy. So like that, I think it's that type of mentality and that that brotherhood, if you will, too. It's a bit of a brotherhood and camaraderie with it, where my friends are shooting Matthews, so I'm going to shoot a Matthews. I'm just contrary enough to be the odd man out, and I'm like, no, that bow shoots the best for me, and I'm going with that bow. So,
all right, well, let me ask you this question: when Levi switched to Ultra, how many people went and bought one? How many people went and bought those arrows?
Oh, thousands. Yeah.
Why?
Thousands on thousands, tens of thousands.
Why? Because Levi switched.
Yeah, because Levi switched to the arrow.
Him.
But that's an easier switch though. It's easy to follow somebody when they go into an arrow company because you might be paying.
Yeah, but have you ever heard? I know this, but have you ever heard of Ultra before Levi signed with them?
No.
You have, Holden, probably.
Yes,
I know you have because you just do all your research. But anybody else, like nobody, I'd never heard of them before Levi went there. But I get what Trey's saying. It's easier to leave, jump from arrow to arrow companies. But I don't know, man. If Levi left tomorrow, I think there would be a mass drop in Matthew sales just because of that man right there.
Well, I think first people would want to figure out why he left. Now, if he came out and goes, well, Bowtech, they just got a better bow than Matthews. Now people gonna start. It's gonna perk their ears up.
It's like, it's the same. It's the same thing with like NIL to me, like college kid. Like you're playing for one school 1 year, you ball out. Like Levi Morgan's winning all these, tournaments and whatever. You ball out. NIL. Next season, somebody offers you a bigger bag to switch schools. You gonna stay with the same school, or are you gonna go to another school that's offering you $1.2 million more just to come to their school?
Well, that all depends on the person. When it comes, how loyal are you?
Hey, bag is a bag, dog.
You don't think these other companies offer Levi Morgan some money?
Not what Matthews is offering. I guarantee nobody's touched that.
No, not by a long shot.
Nobody has touched that. Now, if somebody comes out tomorrow and gives him what's he getting? What I don't know what it is, but they give him a bigger bag than what Matthews is. That man will go shoot Expedition next week. If they give him a bag, he's gone.
So back
All about
to
the money, dog. It's a business.
it is. I agree with Courtney 100% that Matthews. Your original question was why is it Matthews at those events, and I agree with what Courtney said because they don't have to be. Because as a business, they're in the business of selling bows and accessories, right? So they looked at it and said, okay, we're going to spend fuel to get there, the trailer to get there, pack up bows. We got to pay a staff to go with it. We got to buy a canopy to put over all this other stuff, all these events. What are we going to profit out of it? Because everybody who comes to TAC is probably carrying a bow, should be. They've already got stabilizers on there. They've already got rests. So like, unless like you're gonna sell the onesie twosies accessories, I don't think somebody walking up and test firing a Matthews at the booth at TAC in their minds is influential enough to lead to bow sales. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Whereas like them going into a bow shop and shooting the bows is probably where Matthews is like, that's much more impactful to the customer in their minds, which hence why those other companies are at those events is because the mass majority of bows that are sold, I'd argue 75-80% of bows that are sold are Matthews. And so therefore it's the responsibility of those other companies to be at those events, knowing they're not going to make any sales, but to at least get exposure and to have somebody shoot another bow and maybe put to bed some rumors that they heard from their buddy about a particular bow. I'll give you the down and dirty. Even though I love a particular bow company, I'll tell you what's what about what. And Courtney will tell you that. I've got no brand loyalty at all. If Elite come out tomorrow with a bow that I shot better with, buy Bowtech. And it had more features, buy Bowtech. Right? Like I had a Matthews before I had a Bowtech. I just shot the Bowtech better. And because of the cam shift technology and all the other things that you could do at home, because I didn't have a bow press, I was like, sorry, Matthews, I shoot better with a Bowtech and I can do all these things at home. So I left them and went to Bowtech. And I've enjoyed it ever since. But now, I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, you're all about bang for buck. What all can I get for my money? I want the most that I can get for my money. That's how you are. I mean, you want the most you can get for your money, period.
That's something we need a whole nother podcast about is brand loyalty. I think it's stupid. I think brand loyalty is the dumbest thing in the world.
It is. Unless you're getting paid by them.
Bro, Holden can tell you, dog, I used to be brand loyal to like everybody that I liked. But now
made me so older, mad.
I'm not I ain't doing it no more.
It's my money.
Like I need the most bang for my. If I'm giving you my money, I need the most that I can get for my money. Period.
That ain't the archery way though,
bro. I'm telling you. Here's the way I look at it. You go
broke being brand loyal in archery.
You can, but here's the way I look at it now. Like back in the day, like Holden knows, my dad, my uncles, they were all GMC guys, Chevy. Anything in the GM world. That's what I grew up. That's what I grew up with. But from year to year, Chevy's the inside of their truck looks the same as a 95. They haven't changed anything but the little screen really in there. Everybody else, you get more room in there, you get a better ride, you get more features. Thus, why I drive a Ram now. More comfortable ride for me. I got more room. I got lights in the bed, which I've never had before in my life. Still don't know how to work the light sometime in there. Holden's truck, he's got a freaking Ford Platinum that has everything. I will never drive a Ford ever in life unless I get sponsored. Shout out to Ford if you do want to sponsor me, though. but yeah, man, I want the most for my money now. I'm old. I got my own family. I'm paying my own way. I want the most for my money. I ain't on mom and daddy's dime no more like we was in high school. You know what I'm saying? So it's stupid being brand loyal now. It's dumb. Let you
It
get in
is
the
bad.
bag, like Trey says. Let you get in the bag from them.
Yep.
Because every brand doesn't make the best product. So like for example, like when I play football, everybody loves wearing Nike. Nike this, Nike from the cleats all the way up. Nike's makes shitty gloves. Their gloves are terrible. Cutter made the best football gloves. So all my teammates wearing Nike gloves. I got on Cutters. Why are you wearing Cutters? Because they make the best product. I got a lifetime warranty. If they go bad, they stop sticking. I send them in. I get a free pair. That's how it is. But like, Matthews, they make great bows. I don't like the stabilizers. I don't like some of the stuff they put their name on, like their QAD rest. I don't like that.
I wouldn't say they make great bows, but
Hey, don't be hating. See, Big Poppy 0-9 said I disagree because you can take advantage of the high that archers have at attack and sell more bows.
I just, does he shot attack? You know how expensive it is to go to those. Usually, you got travel for it.
Yeah. That's my brother. Yeah, he's
that's his brother. They just shot attack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't buy it. I don't think there's enough. I mean, I could be wrong. I think it would be an interesting test, but my hypothesis on that is that I do not think those bow booths that are currently there sell very many bows. I don't think it happens.
Yeah, he said
Nick.
almost
What up?
happened this weekend with me.
What up, Chris? Nimrod Archery. What's up, man?
What up, Nimrod? Oh, cute.
He said it almost happened to Trey this weekend. Yeah, but Trey's already shooting Matthews.
Well, I mean, I was gonna buy the Expedition, like straight up. Why
didn't you buy it? Why didn't you buy it?
One, I had to walk from the vendor area all the way up to the target range, and that was that's a walk, and I didn't want to make that walk. Two, I didn't want to pay that $1,800 price right then and there. Now, had she been like, "Hey, if you buy it today, it'd be $1,300, $1,400," I might have done it.
You see what your brother said? Because his old lady was there. That's the real reason. Talk about the walk.
Nah, she saw that. She saw what that price tag was.
No, because
$1,900. We just bought a house. What are you talking about?
Because it would be, oh, you get one, I gotta get one. I can't double it up.
Yeah.
You get the
you're looking at 4,000.
You can get the Matthews, baby. Look at it. It's still like
you. She get your Matthews. You get a new Expedition. There you go.
Yeah, because she can't go from the Mission to the $1,800. You can't go from a $400 bow to $1,800 bow. That ain't how I go. You don't appreciate it. You don't appreciate it.
Nimrod Archer said Expedition needs more tuning features, and it would be fire.
Agree.
I can agree with that. But see, a guy like me though, I don't.
You don't tune.
I don't tune. I don't mess around my boat like that. But I need to start.
But how far? So being in Kentucky, Courtney and I are very fortunate to have. Honestly, we have some of the most dense areas of bow techs who are actually really good. We've got a good collection of bow techs to choose from, and on top of that, we live in a very professional, rich environment. So like Kentucky's, so I shoot ASA for Kentucky, and I think this year we have.
Hold on, time out. No, you don't just shoot ASA. You are second in your class in Kentucky right now. Talk your shit, dog.
Hey, but there's still a long season ahead. I ain't trying to get ahead of that one. I did win this past weekend, and I was happy about that. But it's still a long season ahead. So we'll see. These college archers are coming out of the woodwork, and they are snipers. So I still got to beat them. But anyways,
Whoa, what up,
we
dog?
we're in a pro rich environment to where we can go to, I think 35 different clubs have been hosting events this year. That is a lot of clubs. I think we have now, Kentucky has surpassed Texas as far as ASA participants in the state tournaments. That's crazy. Like we've reached 350 shooter of the year qualifiers. We've passed Texas last year. We're looking to blow through that this year and again. So like we're very fortunate to live in an archery rich community where if I can't get to a bow shop, I got a buddy. If I can't get to a buddy, there's a pro within, an hour that I can, the pros are usually really nice people and they'll help you out and they got the setups and stuff like that. So, but most areas, the vast majority of areas, like your Colorados and your Utahs and the Wyomings and places like that, are filled with hunters, thousands of them. Yet the bow tech to hunter ratio is much less, and the distance that person has to travel to get help with their bow is 3 times the distance that we have to travel, and it's much more inconvenient. And so, being able to have those features built onto your bow that you can do at home, except put in a peep, is I think incredibly underrated. I really think people are now seeing the significance of it, which is good timing for Matthews because they've added their little limb shift technology, they're calling it. Just does the same thing as what Bowtech's been doing for years. And then sadly, Bowtech put a particular company out of business because they copied them. They were really good bows.
Yep. Oh,
So
my boys, man. I had them on my show like a couple months before that stuff happened, man.
yeah, that was. I don't know what they were thinking. Whoever their legal was did not advise them well enough. I don't know what they were thinking.
They were new because like they had just bought that company like a year before. Yeah, a year and a half before all that happened. Yeah, so because it wasn't Illinois, and they moved all production up to New York, and I was like, man, it was a bad deal.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all see Peyton's comment?
Yep, he said, I'm looking to get a good mid-level starter bow. What's the top 3 recommendations, including price?
Dart and sequel.
Y'all saying the Dart and sequel is mid-level?
Yeah, it's a mid-level bow. Well, yeah.
Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. Is the sequel or consequence? Which one's the $800 bow? Consequence.
The
sorry.
Consequence 2. Yeah, the Consequence.
Consequence 2. Yeah. Yes. Hands down, Consequence 2.
Hold
that's on. A hell of a bow.
We're gonna answer your Peyton question. We're gonna answer your question, Peyton. Give me the price range from to low, mid-level, and high end. Because I was gonna give him some different options.
So low level, I'd say anywhere from.
So here's how I look at it. Like a high level bow, not counting the carbons and the $2,000 stuff, you're looking at $1,500.
Okay.
So when you say mid level to me, that's $750 range.
Okay.
Right. So that's why I'm like, if you still want to feel like the big boys, shoot a riser like the big boys, those $1,000, $1,200, and $1,500 bows, that Consequence 2 is where it's at. It's a lot of bow.
Yeah, it's really good.
You get a lot of bow.
It's a fantastic bow. There's a lot of bow there.
We're talking about some low level Bear archery. Get out of here. Bear makes some good bows. That persist. That persist is a dang good bow, and that execute.
Yes. So here's what I have. My bone with Bear is their prices have crept up drastically in the last 5 years.
Because they used to talking shit about them.
Well, maybe, but that's I hate that perception that if it's a $1,200 or $1,400 bow, it's better. No, like Bear, you keep doing your thing. Keep making badass bows at badass prices. Like I like the Hunting Public. That's probably the most durable bow out there because the Hunting Public puts their bows through some trash, and they all shoot bears. Like they crawl through mud and mountains, and like that's a durable bow. So I got nothing
Speech-
against Bear except for them raising their prices.
So he said
Express
the
Coffee. Let's talk about drones.
that's my boy Rob. What up, Rob? Shout out to Speed Goat Express.
Hey,
If you find yourself in a Rapid City area in South Dakota, swing by and get you a nice fresh cup of Joe. Free
there's my
plug.
drones right there.
He's got 1,000 drones. You have the right person on here to talk about drones. That's for sure.
All right, so we said the Darden Consequence. That's one. Coming in about $800.
Yeah, about 800.
Yeah, I think they're at 800 because they added some features that it was 750, but yeah, it's 800 now.
All right, so we saying at 800. I'm gonna throw in that the Bear Adapt, actually the Bear Alaskan or the Bear Adapt. That's if you want a solo cam because they are solo cam bows. And another $800 bow. Ooh.
There's,
I mean,
honestly, that mid-level market, I feel like it's
slim.
It's slim.
It's slim.
Too many people are coughing up them big dollars for them other bows. So the bigger bow companies they're not really concentrating on it.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, you can go and pay $1,400 for a bow. Here's your $1,400 bow.
Speed Goat Express said you can kill the same number of critters with a $250 bow as you can with a $1,500 bow. Prove me wrong. No, you're right. I mean, they was killing stuff with sticks and strings 400 years ago. So
It's all about shot placement.
I disagree with that to a point. I will have to say you will practice 5 times longer than me or than anybody else. So if I put the same skill level archer, one with a $250 bow and one with an $800 bow, that $800 bow will be more forgiving. It'll be faster. It'll be more accurate. So if they get the same amount of practice in, that $250 bow will not kill that animal as efficiently as the $800 bow. That's my argument there. Do you need a $1,500 bow? No. But I do think you need like that mid-level and higher if you're going to be a somewhat serious hunter.
I guess. I mean, I know my brother was shooting at 30-06 Warrior River Courage. That was a good bow for $270. It was a good bow. It didn't make it in the heat. He left it in the car too long, and the limbs the limbs had a D-lam, but other than that,
yeah,
it was a good bow. I don't know. Like you hear that about the price of bows and what you call it, the quality. I don't know. I just go back to if they was using sticks and strings to knock down buffalo, which I'm sure they had to really stick them 40 times to knock them down.
Yeah,
they got it done.
Oh, what's that bow, Courtney? What's that bow by Elite? That's really good. That we both pulled back and was like, man, that's nuts. Elite has the smoothest bows, period, on draw. But they're also a little slower. What was that bow? Because we were both like,
was
man,
it the Ethos?
I can't remember.
I want to say it was either the Ethos or the what's
Was it
the other one?
The Hunter 33?
No, it was
the Exalt.
I want to say it was the Ethos.
It's a couple years old, so they may not make that one anymore. But I pulled back even the most recent Elite bows because we got Ryan Reed and a few other pros that we shoot with, and I've gotten to pull back their bows. And a lot of the pros, there's a huge group of pros that are migrating towards Elite. If you notice, if you watch any of the ASA shoots or pro events, Elite makes a solid bow. They really do. Easy pulling. So if you got shoulder or joint problems, like it's super smooth, but it is about 10 feet per second slower. So it's a give and take.
What about have you ever fooled around with any of the gearhead bows?
No,
I don't think I'm familiar with
seen
those.
them. I've seen them, but I haven't shot any of them.
I've shot a few, and man, I love them. Like they got an 18-inch axle bow, and that joker is cold blooded. But the what you call it, the grip is actually like dead center in the bow.
Yeah, it's kind of like can't you change those into like a crossbow too? Like
They got
don't they got some of those?
It's a prototype.
Hmm.
The one I was messing with was a prototype. So this is a gearhead bow right here. You never seen
I
that?
have seen those. I have. Yeah, I've seen those.
So I know in South Dakota, a lot of guys that started shooting it on the like indoor leagues and all that stuff. I've shot them at trade shows and at the shop that I used to go to, and it's a nice bow and a lot of customization, but you don't see a lot of them in a while.
So I wish I could draw on the screen because as a target archer, there's some geometries that we look at in the riser and the grip placement, etc., that physics just leads to a more accurate bow, right?
Yeah,
And it's called reflex. That's if you draw a straight line from the back of the limb pocket to the back of the limb pocket from each side, so straight down, and then measure that straight line distance to where your palm touches the grip, that's called reflex. And you want that to be 0 or negative as much as possible, which negative means the grip is in front of the riser. That's going to cause significantly less torque. So with this, I'm just very concerned as to what geometries they have going on to counter a torque issue, because this screams torquey, torquey, torquey to me. Yeah, see how far back that grip is? It looks
yeah.
cool, but
This
I'm
grip
just very
seems
concerned
like
about that.
somebody that's used to shooting handguns.
So you can switch
designed
them out. So they got like 25 different grips you can add on your bow. So I think that right there is like the 1911 grip.
Yep,
Hmm.
pistol grip.
Don't grip it like a pistol though.
Yeah,
That's just a weird. That's just a weird.
That's different. That's different, man.
It is. It looks like a bridge maker made it, like some sort of bridge engineer put all those different trusses in it and stuff and turned it sideways.
yeah. It's a weird looking bow, but man, it's smooth, man. It's smooth, and like I said, they got them from 18 inches axle to axle all the way up to 38. Which I don't know who's shooting an 18-inch axle to axle bow. Like I don't know what would be the benefit of it, but it's cool.
I feel
It's
like your peep would be in a weird spot. Or do you even look through the peep like you don't?
I looked at my peep, man.
No, you don't.
Man, I think you do.
No,
But
I
there's
know.
no way you have enough
No,
time.
I know I do because when
I think he's got a peep on his bow.
hold on, sometimes no, because when I draw back and my peep is sideways, I have to let down and then twist it. I look through my peep.
Oh, okay. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. That's impressive then. It's
Man,
impressive.
you just have to shoot with me and see. You'll be like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get
Right.
it.
You
I
won't
I don't know if
get
I get it, but I'll witness it.
Whit said, what's your take on shooting long distances past 50 yards, i.e., you shoot a deer and something happens and the animal doesn't know what happened and runs off 50 plus yards? Is that considered unethical?
Have you practiced at that range? If you have and you're confident, then no, it's not unethical. But if you have not, if you've only sighted in your bow at 20 yards and occasionally put your bow back at 40, and now you're trying to take a 60-yard shot, yeah, it's unethical. Don't do that.
Yeah,
That's why a lot of these archers now I feel like go to, Shot 3D, Tax, R100s, because you're shooting at longer distances. You're testing out your equipment. I feel like it makes you a better hunter when you walk in the woods. Now, me personally, I'm not shooting anything past 40 yards. That's where I'm comfortable at. But if you're comfortable taking a 60-yard shot and you practice those 60-yard shots, let it eat. Let it ride, Ray.
I mean, I don't think you can get the reps in at a TAC or any 3D event to be able to be confident enough to take a 80 to a 90-yard shot in the woods.
I mean, yes and no. Depends on how many tacks you shoot.
Man, ain't enough tack in the world.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't-
like,
I-
if you go
like-
every single weekend and you shooting every single course every single day, but I mean that's 3 days of shooting. Ain't no
Yeah.
way. That's 3 days of shooting. I think what if they had I don't know what they have like 10 events.
Yeah, 10 events. Then you got 5 shot 3D events. I don't know how many R100 there are. There's quite a few of those
Man,
too. But
that ain't enough, and it's a moving target, man. Like
it's a moving target.
That's why I prefer speed. But yeah, so I kind of disagree with becoming a better archer, Courtney. I love tacks because they expose the archer to reality of how good or bad they actually are, right? Like if somebody's like, oh yeah, I'm the best in my little buddy group, but then they keep missing that 55, 60-yard target. Like, I think it's a reality of, oh shoot, I can't take that shot. So I do think that for those of us who are reasonable, we learn from that and go, oh, my limitations are 50 and under, right? Or this is where I need to stay. Or if I do want to take that shot, I need to put in a whole hell of a lot more work so that I can get that kill. That's why I do appreciate tacks and different events like that help the hunter understand their limitations of both themselves and their equipment. So,
oh yeah, it'll humble you real quick.
Yeah,
It'll humble you. Because like it's when you go to like a range and you got a target that's 80 yards in an open field, there's not too much pressure to take that shot. But when you are, down in a ravine and you got a target that's 80 yards up and then you got trees and limbs, you got a window that's probably about this small, now you really got to rely on your technique, rely on your training, and rely on your gear. And I think most guys got them like, I'm not as good as I think I am.
and that's okay. Like that's very important to say. First TAC Courtney and I went to, we were like, whoa, we need a lot more practice. And so we put in the work, especially if you get target panic like Courtney does on them bucks. He gets buck fever bad, real bad. So he got to practice.
Hold on. I don't get buck fever until after the shot. Usually after the shot's gone, I'm good.
You want to talk
Teresa?
about
Where are you?
You want to talk about somebody who shoots quick? I was like, Courtney, you gonna take that buck? Yeah. Okay, let me rep. He shot before I even pushed record on the camera.
Hey,
it was gone.
I'm a bad son with a rifle, though. I'm bad with a rifle.
I give you that. Yeah, you are.
The black Chris Kyle with a rifle, dog.
Oh Lord.
Man, I
wasn't waiting on him to get it on video because I didn't know if that deer was going to run off or what, and it was getting close to end the shooting light.
That's true. We were right at it.
Got a small window.
That's my small window. Yeah, that was a fun hunt though.
But do you guys think that 3D shoots give guys the confidence that they can shoot long distance when they really can't?
No.
Yes.
No. Because if you can't hit that elk at 110 yards, that ain't no confidence being built there. That's hurt feelings.
What's hitting
hurt feelings and lost arrows.
I can hit foam at 110, but are you really
foam and kill zones are two different things.
It don't matter. Foam is home at TAC though. As long as you hear that thump, you're good. Oh, I hit the target.
Those are two different conversations. Are we having fun, or are we saying, "Hey, I could kill that animal at that distance"?
But
those are two different conversations.
I think what Trey is saying is like in some people's mind, if they hit that elk at 100 yards, no matter where they hit it, oh shit, I can take an elk at 85, 90 yards.
Yeah.
Oh well, then I hope people aren't walking away with that attitude.
I think some people are though. Like not a lot
You
of
might
people, but
no,
I
you
think
might be right. Yeah, somebody did. Yeah, I guarantee you somebody did.
Because some catchers believe if I can just get an arrow in them, I can
Right.
track them. I can
can
get some
track-
blood. I can track them. Like, nah, that
Hate
ain't how
that.
it work. That's not how it work.
No, I hate
But
that.
I know guys that's like it. Like they're like, oh well, I'll never shoot a 80-yard shot unless it's a big Boone and Crockett. Then I gotta sling something at them.
no.
Yeah,
See, so I'll give you my take on it. I know percentage wise how many of my arrows will hit the kill zone that I was aiming at percentage wise. So like at 50 yards, it's 100% kill. At 60 yards, I'm at a 90% kill rate. 70 is when I start to drop off. About 70, I'm at about 80%. Above 70 yards, it's lower than 70%. So I don't mess with anything below that 80% line. So I am confident 60 yards and under, that animal's dead. 70 yards, if it's a Boone and Crockett, yes, I'll take that shot. Beyond that, I'm an ethical hunter. I don't think I could do that. I think I'll just wait till the next hunt, put myself in a better position to where I'm closer.
if I see a Boone and Crockett at 80, I'm about to start making some moves. Like
Yeah, if I'm on the ground, I'm
I'm
gonna
not
try
gonna
to close
yeah.
that distance.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
sit there. I'm gonna try to close that distance.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's get into that 80% confidence range.
Yeah,
Exactly.
80% confidence rate real fast.
I mean, I'm talking about as soon as I hit it, just nope. There we go.
That was funny.
But yeah, man, it's a weird game. It's a funny game when it comes to when we talking about like ethical hunts and all that, because everybody got their own definition of what they consider an ethical shot. Like there was this guy last year in South Dakota. Well, he's not from South Dakota. He's from Wisconsin, but he came to South Dakota to hunt antelope. Well, he claims that he couldn't close the gap on the antelope. He couldn't close the gap, so he had to take a 128-yard shot. But he didn't have the clearance with his fletchings, so he took his broadhead and shaved the fletchings down and shot this antelope at 128 yards. Now you're thinking, okay, a guy took a 128-yard shot on antelope. It's got to be a once in a lifetime antelope. It was a little small guy. It wasn't he like just like a little maybe 2-year-old antelope.
Oh man!
And then he it's not like he hit it in like it wasn't like a double lung heart shot, wasn't a lung shot. You just happened to hit it in the artery in his butt, and he ran a few yards and died. Lucky shot. But the amount of people that was like congratulating him, it's like that's no. Then it started out congratulations, and then people came in the comment section and chewed his ass. But I don't think in nobody's book 128 yards where you have to shade the fletchings down is an ethical shot.
No, absolutely not.
No.
And no, absolutely not.
That's a crazy situation that I can't even. I'm surprised they were okay enough with that to put the video out there. Like that's wild to me.
I wouldn't have told nobody that.
No, I'd be like, oh, I killed a goat or ram. Like, yeah, there it is. He maybe was going for a grand slam or something. I don't know what he was, but that's wild.
Well, what you tend to have, especially in South Dakota, is you get guys that they'll get the antelope tag and say they're out of stater. They'll get the antelope tag. I gotta leave with something.
Right, you gotta leave with something to get.
I gotta leave with something. I done already paid all this money for this tag. I done drove out here. I'm staying in a hotel or wherever you stay, and you done spent the money. I gotta leave with something.
So that what their buddies is gonna say when they get home.
So that last day, all ethics and everything go out the window. I gotta leave with something. So, that's.
But to put a video out about it?
Well, no, he didn't even put the video out. He's posted a picture and then wrote a caption this long
Oh,
about the hunt.
you mean he
No,
took the
yeah.
time to explain that unethicalness?
Yes.
What?
Yes, he took the time to write it all out.
He's proud of it.
I took my broadhead and even named the broadhead and shaved my fletchings down to get the clearance. Well, one, you've never shot an arrow with those fletchings cut like that, so you didn't know how it was gonna fly.
Yeah. How's
Right.
it gonna fly?
So yes, but I think that's where social media,
Mhm.
that's like the negative effect of social media. Guys are willing to do whatever it takes to have that story to tell and to have the animal in the bed of the truck. So it's like, you know, he thought it was ethical because he could take that shot. I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar he's never taken a 128-yard shot.
No,
Because that's when he found out he didn't have the clearance.
that's exactly right.
Because most cats, like, my sight tape right now says 100 yards. I know that I can't get 100 out of my bow right now. Like when I take that all the way down, it's like this. I can shoot 100 yards. I can probably get 90 with clearance, and that's it. And I don't know how to change that.
I do.
How? Let me know.
Now that you got that mod saw, need to get you some lighter arrows.
How
Build
light?
up some. Well, it depends on what you want to use it for. Are you hunting with them, or are you just wanting tack arrows? 'Cause I got
just tack arrows.
Victory 3D HVs all day, every day. Build them as light as you want to go. I turn my bow down to 60 pounds because you're pulling the bow back all day. Ain't no need for 70 pounds, and you're not trying to kill nothing. And then I build 300 grain arrows. Actually coming in at 306, but yeah.
306.
And I'm able to clear 130-ish with my sight. Of course, I also use the thinner Q2Is, the vanes, Q2I vanes, and or the really long old school ice vanes by Boeing. Love those.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Put a hard helical on them. They clear all day.
Yeah, I didn't got this sauce, so I gotta get my money out of it. So I'm just gonna be making arrows.
I can see it now. You be messaging me, hey, what fletching should I try now?
Right.
Yep.
I get obsessed like real quick. Like when I started making stuff, like probably about like 2-3 years ago, I was watching TV and I saw this lady making bread. So I was like, I think I can make bread. So I started getting into sourdough bread. Like I made my my starter. I was feeding it every night for like probably like 15-20 days. Then I started making my first loaf. And I just got real obsessed with bread making. Like I bought all these bread books and all these like different tools and stuff you use to make bread. Bro, I bet you I spent like $600 on bread equipment. I don't know where none of that shit is now. I don't know where none of that shit is now. But like I'll get that way with arrows. Like I'm like that way with archery. Man, I got sights still in the box. I bought it. Want to tinker with it. Still in the box. I got arrows, never used, broadheads, releases, but I get obsessed. So
Same.
now start making arrows. I'm gonna get super obsessed.
It is, man. Archery words, you're always tinkering, man.
So hey, I saw this website. They make carbon tubes for arrows. They have a square tube. How would a square arrow fly?
I'm not going to tell you because I ain't going to try it. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me because I don't think it would be very accurate because you couldn't put a controlled spin on it. Yeah, just
because
ergonomically it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but they don't make the square tube for. They make all kind of different shapes and sizes for carbon tubing. But I was like, I wonder would an arrow work that way. But then it'd be hard. I mean, you'd have to basically have someone manufacture you a insert because they don't make square inserts.
No.
Everything be custom. But I don't think they would fly well. I just like it'd be cool to test out. Or it just it could all blow up when you shoot it. then you got carbon everywhere.
Right.
Peyton in the chat said, so a new hunter like myself, how long should I practice before going out and actually trying to shoot an animal?
Ooh.
So that's tough because it all depends on, if you're brand new to archery, highly recommend finding another archery buddy or even at the bow shop, having them at least run through proper form with you. That way, when you are practicing, your practice isn't garbage. And I hope that makes sense because a lot of people just pick up a bow and go do stuff and they're practicing, but what they're practicing is not helping them get more accurate. Where proper form, proper technique, proper hand placement, and then running through the proper stuff in repetition will get you accurate enough to feel confident in taking, your first animal. For example, Courtney was there when I bought a Hoyt many years ago. It actually wasn't that long ago. It was about 8 years ago now.
Power Max, yep.
Yep, Hoyt Power Max. I was like, Courtney, you look like you're having a ton of fun with this hunting stuff. I'm going to get into it, but I'm going to do archery because it's harder, right? And it is. So I was like, I need a challenge more than a rifle. So I picked that bow up and I started shooting it and quickly realized, whoa, I am nowhere near good enough to ethically kill a deer. And I shot that bow for a year before I even went deer hunting with it. So that just kind of, when you feel confident and so on, and you feel good and you can, go to sleep at night knowing that you took an ethical shot on an animal to quickly expire it, that is when you can go hunting with that bow.
Yeah, that sounds about what I did. Like I got my bow in February of 2019. Yeah, 2019. No, 2018. And I just went to the range every day after work and not long, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, just getting my shots off. And then, but they had a target that looked like a deer, like a big one. But they were like $2 a target. I was spending stupid money every day. But as long as I can hit that lung and heart, just lung and heart, just consistently. All right. And then, after about 6 months, I'm like, I think I can kill a deer. If I can hit that deer where this paper says that's the heart and lungs, I should be good. And but it's all on the archer, how much time you spend on the range and how much confidence you have in yourself.
I'll add to that it's not just, oh, I can hit that spot, right? Because you could potentially do that rather quickly in a few months of practice, right? Practicing 2 or 3 times a week, or even shooting every day for a month or two. You could probably hit, an 8-inch circle spot with 80+% accuracy. But it's really truly the enough repetitions to do it without thinking about it, right? Because when you're in the heat of the moment and you got a doe right here that you don't want to see you move, but your target buck is right there, the last thing you need to be thinking about is the process of shooting your bow, because then you'll miss or you'll shoot a bad shot and you'll blow it. That's just how it is. You need enough repetitions to where your body knows exactly where you're going to go, where that string is going to go, where your knuckles are going to go into your jawline. Like whenever I'm drawing and I'm in a hunting situation, I've usually got other deer around. I don't even think about the actual shot itself. All of that, it goes out the window because that moment is so intense, even for the most seasoned hunter. That moment is so intense that you can't concentrate on the actual process of shooting. You need to have that down pat to a rhythm. So I'll say that too.
Yeah, the muscle memory kicks in.
Yeah, I can't recall pulling back on a deer. I think that's weird.
No, you don't.
Can't.
Exactly.
You don't.
You don't.
You don't think about it.
It's like
I don't either.
it's like everything.
You're just there.
You're there in the moment, and it's just.
And then you come to like,
and it's like, oh, and that's when I get to shake it right after the shot's gone.
Yep.
I don't
Looking
get
like
to
Muhammad Ali over there.
out the tree stand. Once I get out the tree stand, that's when it hit me. But as long as I'm in that tree, I ain't shaking nothing.
The military knocked all them jitters out of me. I don't get them.
I still get them. With a rifle, I didn't. Like when I was rifle hunting, boom, go get it. Whoo, sweet, grip and grin, drag it home. But with a bow, I don't know. It's something about it. I think it's just the intimacy of it. It's so the animal's so close. You can hear them chewing on whatever they eating on, and they stomping and playing around you. I'm in the thick of it. Like just
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree.
But man, this has been a great show, man. I'm glad we was able to, get holding on and just get to talking archery because it's that time of the year. It's almost my turkey season starts on the 22nd. I'm gonna kill a turkey bigger than Courtney this year.
You might. You definitely might. I ain't even got no comeback for that one right now, dog.
Well, thanks for having me on, and hopefully next time I'll be in my garage and y'all see my archery set up, and I have more supplies and arrows and stuff to pull out, for example. So,
yeah, man. Hey, I wish there was like a Bowtech school that I could go to, like a night school. Cause like we don't have an archery shop in my town I live in. So like I don't want to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to go to an archery shop. Like I need to open up shop right here. But
yeah,
it won't do no good if I don't know how to work on bows. And I don't want to pay no Bowtech because a good Bowtech, they cost some money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if y'all know of any good Bowtech schools out there, hit your boy up in the comment section.
I don't think there actually is one.
I don't think there is either.
I really don't. I think it's just all knowledge passed down.
That's it. And a lot of old cats don't want to pass down no knowledge.
They don't. They look at you as like competition, man.
Yep. They gonna die with it. But then, but you know what? Maybe Elon Musk will make us like a AI robot that's Bowtech.
Hey,
go to my shop. Got an AI Bowtech in the shop. I don't know. That might not go over too well. But before we get out of here, you guys got any last words for the people?
We're gonna do the joke of the day or something.
I was waiting on you.
All right, I got one.
All right.
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl use the bathroom?
Oh my gosh.
I don't
know. Because the P is silent. My son told me that one, man. I thought it was hilarious.
Wait, what?
Why can't you hear a pterodactyl use the bathroom? Because the P is silent. You know how you spell pterodactyl? You spell it with a P.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Only thing I got is
my son told me that. I'm sorry. I thought it was hilarious.
A turtle can't make a move without sticking his neck out. So if you want to get in this archery game, you want to put something on the ground, stick your neck out, go get you a bow and hit the range.
Big facts. What you got, Holden? You gotta have something.
And I wasn't ready for this. Y'all didn't brief me that I would need an outro saying that I need to have. Next time I will. I'll be prepared next time.
I got you, man. Courtney, close it out, Courtney.
I got another one. Do
There you go.
vegetarians eat animal cookies?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that just an open-ended question, or is there a punchline to
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I'm waiting for the
No, dude.
punchline.
Do vegetarians eat animal cookies? It's
He said yes. I'm gonna say no. That way, one of us is right.
I don't know, man.
Oh my God!
This has been another episode of New Jack Archers. We will be live again next Monday for your listening pleasures.
We out. Peace.
Army out.